For our last video, I'm going to do number 52 and 54, and I'm going to show you how to do it in two different approaches. The first approach involves taking a two-stage, and you could even make this a three-stage, but I'm going to do it in two, and then if you want to see it in three, I'll show you that one-on-one. But to help keep things a little simpler, because it's going to get a little ugly, we're going to start off with number 52, and our first color we're going to use is green, and that will be the translations, that is from the +1 and the +1, and then we'll switch to orange for our reflection, which is the negative in front. Alright, so let's start by moving our points first. So we're going to go to left 1, up 1 with 4, 0, which will put us here. And then we're going to take 2, 2 and go to the left 1, up 1, which will put us here. And then we're going to take the origin and go to the left 1, up 1, which will put us here. So we've got those 3 points. Let's go ahead and connect those with a straight edge. And we end up here and here. And then we've got one more point to move, which is the -2, 4, negative 4. We go left 1, up 1 puts us here. And we connect with our straight edge there. And there is... So basically what we've done is we've taken F and moved it to the left 1, up 1. But now we have to reflect F. But if you translate first, what you do is in essence you move your horizontal to where the zeros were. So I've put a dashed line here to show that. And then I'm going to switch to orange to get the final picture, which accounts for the reflection. Well, anything that's reflected on the reflecting line doesn't move, so these 2 points won't move. But then the point that was at 2, 2, which is 2 steps above the horizontal, should be 2 steps below the horizontal. And again, I'll connect those with our straight segments to keep our eyes from crossing. Maybe a little bit better than what they would have. Alright, and then we got to get the point that's down here that was at -2, -4, and it is 4 steps below, so it will be 4 steps above our new horizontal reference. And we grab a straight edge tool and draw that, and that is number 52. The orange one is the final. And then we need to pick 2 new colors for 54, and we will go in, let's do gold as our first color, or yellow as it shows up on the screen. And this will be our translations. And then our other color we'll just do blue. So this will be with the 2, which is our stretch. Alright, so let's start with our translation. And again, we go back to the original, 4, 0, and this time we're going to go to the right 1 and up 2, which will put us here. And then we're going to go from 2, 2, we're going to go to the right 1, up 2, which will put us here. And then we're going to take 0, 0, and to the right 1, up 2, which will put us here. And again we want to connect those with some straight segments. And then we get our last point down here at -2, -4, and we're going to go to the right 1, up 2, which will put us about here. Grab our straight edge and draw that one. So that is the translated version of number 54, ignoring the 2 as our A. So now we're going to switch back to blue for this one. And so remembering that because of the fact that we did our translations first, it's like our horizontal reference went with us. So we're going to keep the points that are on that horizontal that were our original zeros, which were originally 4, 0 and 0, 0. And then the point that was at 2, 2 is now 2 steps above our horizontal, as it should be because it hasn't been stretched. But it's going to be stretched twice as far, so it's going to be at 4 steps out. And then the point which was at -2, -4 is 4 below, but now it's going to be 8 below our new horizontal reference, which will be about there. And then we grab a straight edge and connect the dots. So there's the first piece, second piece, and the final piece right there. And that is number 54. So we are finished with 52 and 54 done in stages. Now you can see that if you do all this in one color, it makes it really hard to see what's what. So if you do that, you want to label your final answer, and you might want to even grab a highlighter or something and go back over your final answer, or a pen. So there's different ways you can highlight the correct final answer when you got this much going on in a graph. Now we're going to redo 52 and 54 on this one, but we're going to do them all in one stage. And I will do 52 in green and 54 in purple this time. But this is the way I like to do it. I kind of like to do it all in one step. And if you prefer to do this, you can. But if you get a couple of them wrong trying to do it this way, back up and do it as I did it on the first run. So, starting with number 52, we're going to take each point, move it to the left one and up one, and then reflect it. But remember, your zeros don't move on a reflection. So I'm going to take 4, 0, go left one, up one, will put me here. And then I'm going to take 2, 2, left one, up one, and that will put me here. And then I'm going to take the origin and go to the left one and up one, will put me here. And now these points don't move because they're on the line of reflection, but instead of drawing the graph there, I'm going to just use that reference mark where the point 2, 2 has now moved to, and I'm going to reflect it across my horizontal line, which will put me here. And then I'm going to draw my lines. So there's where I am. And then I just need to go back and move that other point that was below the x-axis at -2, -4, and we're going to move it to the left one and up one, which will put you here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 steps below our reflection line. So the reflection is going to move it above by 4 steps, which puts us here. So again, we grab our straight edge, draw the line out, and label that one number 52. And then we're going to do 54 in purple. So we start again, and this time we're going to the right one and up 2. So I take 4, 0 to the right one and up 2 would put me here. And then I take 2, 2 to the right one and up 2 would put me here. I take the origin to the right one up 2 would put me here. And again, our new reflecting line is now going through those 2 zeros, so those guys aren't going to move. So these are going to, this point, the whole picture shifted there, didn't it? Right, this point and this point are going to stay because they're on that horizontal line. But now, because of the 2, I'm going to take that mark that's 2 steps above and go 4 steps above, and that's where that point's going to be. And we'll go ahead and put those lines in. So there's one section, here's the next section, and one more to deal with, and that is this point down here at -2, -4. So when I go to the right one and up 2 for this guy, I end up right about there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 steps below my new center line. And so I double that and go 4 more, and I wind up here, and I grab my straight edge, and I draw that tail on that function, and that is number 54. So if you're comfortable not actually drawing the lines, just kind of putting your little reference marks, and when you're doing this in pencil, you can go back and erase those. In fact, I'll demonstrate that for you and show you that you end up with a really clean picture if you go back and erase the marks. Because I would erase that one, this wouldn't be there, that wouldn't be there, and you can even erase, and you sometimes if you get to where you really know what you're doing, you won't even need these horizontal reference marks anymore, and you can just leave those off altogether as well. Makes for a cleaner final picture. Let's see if I can get this to let me erase without erasing my answer. Oh, I have this one more over here. I keep seeing ones I can take out if I just look. Made my eraser actually a little too tiny. Now I've probably got it too big. But you get the idea. And that is 52 and 54 seen from 2 different perspectives. And as always, if you have questions, you know how to find me.